Has the WrestleMania 40 main event been revealed? Plus, AJ Styles comments on the secondary WWE World title, and Goldberg suffers a shocking injury. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Eyes on Mania 40. I'm partly dreading Mania 40.
Oh, why?
Because I'll be 40 when I watch Mania 40.
Oh, will you? Are you the same age as WrestleMania?
I am indeed
That's
the same
an
age.
easy way to remember what WrestleMania it is.
Dead easy to remember.
Wow.
Just look at that. So every time I see WrestleMania 40, the light fades. But we look ahead to Mania 40, and it looks as if the Raw side main event is close to being etched in stone.
Yes, the Raw side, yes, because Worked Wrestling have said, while it's still early, discussions have taken place for Raw's main event for WrestleMania 40 to potentially be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Both superstars have expressed interest in working with each other in the past and are seen as the top face and heel on the Raw roster. Lots of interesting things to take away from that.
How does this sound, right, as wild booking? So we've got Seth versus AJ for the Raw world title on
the World Heavyweight
Saturday.
title.
The World Heavyweight
Yeah, the Raw,
title.
kind of the Raw one,
On
yeah,
the
yeah.
Raw title, which AJ talked about, and we'll get to that in a minute. Seth wins.
Yeah.
Same night, maybe Gunther loses the IC title. Following night on Raw, Gunther beats Seth Rollins.
That is wild booking.
Straight in there, top of the tree, top of the league, and having a laugh.
Well, I was thinking the same thing, but maybe not as instant as that. But I think that ultimately it will be Gunther who takes that belt from Seth or AJ. Presumably Seth, though, I think. I think it will be Gunther who takes that from him, because I was saying on the Pitches video earlier this week, I think Seth's the one ultimately to beat Roman. Now I know that doesn't sound like, you might argue correctly, why didn't they just have Cody beat Roman? Because it was all there for them. It was all set up. But if this is true from Worked Wrestling, these plans have at least been mentioned for the Raw side of the main event to be Cody versus Gunther. That means that maybe, I think one of the big takeaways here is that maybe WWE do not ultimately see Cody as the next Universal Champion. They don't want him to be the one who beats Roman.
He'll never finish the story.
And I think, I don't personally agree with that, because I think that it was a story that could have easily been finished if they wanted. But at the same time, maybe that is what is implied here, that they don't want Cody to be the one to beat Roman. It might not be a rematch, as has been suggested in the past, though, and that instead it could be someone else. I think if it's anyone, then it will be Rollins ultimately, but he'd first have to win and then lose the World Heavyweight title. So many avenues, though. We're very far away from it at the moment.
We're not that far from having our first world champion, though. It'll be AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins this Saturday at Night of Champions. 9 pitches for Night of Champions already waiting for you on the Cultaholic YouTube channel.
It is.
Predictions also with you as well, and you'll have live reactions, what happened at, and the WTF moments from Night of Champions over the next few days as well. But AJ has spoken to the New York Post about this Saturday and addressed those concerns over the World Heavyweight title being a secondary title.
Yes, he said, is it secondary? Well, if the Raw Championship is held by Roman and the SmackDown Championship is held by Roman, then how can you argue that it's not? We had to make a new championship because Roman holds them all. So I think at this point in the interview, AJ's gone, is it secondary, this belt I'm fighting for? Yeah. But then he realised, oh wait, I need to promote this fight. So then he said this. He said, what happens though if he decides to wrestle for the World Heavyweight Championship, he being Roman Reigns? It is what it is, and we got what we got. If we make the best of it, and if and when Roman does challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, we beat the brakes off of him, whichever one of us it may be, then we'll see what title's secondary. So they've gone, is this title secondary? And AJ's answer, the long and short of it is he's gone, oh yeah, totally. I mean, but also we could beat Roman if he tried, if he wanted to go for it. So then we'll see which one's secondary, mate.
It kind of does echo what a lot of people are saying about. I mean, and I get why the belt's been created. I did what kind of felt like a bit of a hit piece on the World Heavyweight title when it came out, as it does feel like a consolation prize. But I think a lot of that was down to Triple H's delivery.
The promo didn't help, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think with Triple H immediately saying, Roman's got all the belts, so I'll play with that one. You could have done that reveal without acknowledging the fact that no one can beat Roman Reigns.
I think he had the best intentions as well. He wanted to make it seem like it was the real workers' belt and all that, but it came across like a silver medal.
If they just said, look, Roman's going to be on one brand or the other, so therefore this brand needs its own world champion, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
And people might have drawn some comparisons still, but it wouldn't have been as glaringly obvious.
I think so as well, yeah.
But hey, well, do you know what? And what is nice is that it does seem, for all intents and purposes, that this isn't isn't like a rebooted, like a new title with a new clean slate of a lineage. It looks like it leans off the World Heavyweight title lineage.
It certainly seems like, I don't think that's been like fully confirmed yet, but they've seemed to be hinting at that, haven't they?
There was a WWE Network special that went on over the weekend, hosted by Matt Camp.
Okay.
And the video starts with him saying like, "Oh, we're crowning a new world champion just around the corner. So let's look back at some of the great moments of the big gold belt." And so there was like a video pack. There's like videos of like the best matches from the World Heavyweight Championship. So that kind of gives me enough of a nudge that that's the lineage they're going to use, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
because at least there is a lineage.
I think I'd be cool with that as well.
I like it. Speaking of new champions being crowned, we're getting a new women's champion this Sunday on NXT Battleground. It'll either be Lyra Valkyria or Tiffany Stratton.
Yes, they both won their semi-final matches this week to progress to the final at Battleground. But it's not the only title match, because also Gallus are going to be putting the NXT tag team titles on the line against Julius and Brutus, the Creed brothers. They've challenged Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. But will Joe Coffey get involved? Almost certainly, yes.
Well, the thing is, they might have themselves a bit of backup, because as we know from watching NXT, old Tony D's in the slammer.
Oh.
D got arrested, but Stax came out to help out Creeds.
I can't do
Hey.
that. Tony, I can't do it.
That's a spicy pizza.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Gonna get whacked, boys.
in the mob films.
I'm a mob. Robert De Niro.
The rest of the card is as follows. There's still more titles and stuff on the line. The NXT Heritage Cup, for example, between Noam Dar and Dragon Lee. The North American Championship is also on the line. Wesley defending against both Joe Gacy and the man he thought was his friend, Tyler Bate. It's last man standing between Ilya Dragunov and Dijak. That was weird last week. There was a whole 50 Shades of Grey type scenario. Honestly, I'm not joking.
Yeah, no, it was. It was like,
weird.
come into my red room. I'll see if I can beat you into submission.
Dragunov's like, I love paying me. And Dijak's like, well, I love dishing out pain. No, right then.
This should be a tag team, really.
Yeah,
We've got so much in common.
And the NXT Championship will be on the line in a rematch as Carmelo Hayes defends it against the man he took the belt from, Braun Breaker.
Now, next week on NXT, so after Battleground, we're getting a grudge match on free TV. JC Jane and Gigi Dolin in a weaponized cage match.
Oh, yeah. It's going to bring their feud to a close. It seems like a blow-off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that's going to be on the NXT following Battleground. It seems like it should have been a Battleground match, but I'm not against it, because I think it puts more of a spotlight on it, with it just being the only big match on a TV episode rather than one of many big matches on Battleground.
It's a steel cage match full of weapons. I'm hoping a silver guitar. Because I don't know why, I always think of the lethal lockdown match.
Oh, yes.
Where there's always a Jeff Jarrett guitar in it. So give us one of those, just for fun.
Yes, please.
You cowards. Expect it to be a violent end to their feud next week. Will we get much violence in AEW Fight Forever? In particular, blood.
There was speculation recently that blood was being removed from AEW's video game, but the AEW Games Twitter account, look at that. Seen that? Look at the stay of that. Yes, there will be blood.
That was a film.
Oh, yeah, I've not seen it. I know there's a title of a film. Yeah. But will there be any good fellas in the game?
Oh, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, he's back.
Wait a minute. Have I derailed it?
Yeah, I think so.
They're putting blood in the game now. It's weird. It's weird. So the way they announced it was basically they put these two pictures on of Jericho being choked in the corner, clearly with an artery severed on his neck, and then we've got more blood in the second picture. With a kendo stick. And a caption that says, what do you make of that then?
Well, in our version, we've got,
Essentially.
it's a bit grainy, the version we've got here on our notes, but that looks like Hikaru Shida. I can't see who
It is Hikaru
I can't see who
Shida.
she's standing over. Never mind. Well,
It's that
maybe you'll
one.
be able to tell on there. It's very grainy on the notes.
So it's the game's very close to landing now.
Okay.
I'm up for it. I think it's going to be a very different game to WWE 2K23.
Yeah, and that's probably the right move.
And I think it's the right move. If you're not a fan of what 2K23 is all about, then maybe you'll enjoy more the No Mercy-esque arcadey goodness that comes from AEW Fight Forever.
It's better than trying to mimic the formula already, I guess.
Yeah, now complete with blood splatters everywhere. Speaking of blood splatters, let's check in on Goldberg.
Oh my word.
Whoa, what happened? happened, Billy?
Well, yesterday... Well, first of all, the good news is that Goldberg shared these photos himself, which seems to imply that he is okay.
Yeah.
Because I was worried at first, but apparently he shared these photos following what seemed to be an accident involving a tractor. A representative for Goldberg told TMZ that he was working on his Texas farm when he banged his head on his tractor, opening up a big gash near his forehead.
I must admit, when I first read Goldberg involved in an accident with a tractor, I thought, oh great, Goldberg Lesnar again.
I thought, well, I could just picture him trying to jackhammer the tractor for some reason, because he's Goldberg, you know, he's like a superhero.
I wanted to read the caption that Goldberg shared on the gram for this injury, so you got the picture there. The caption says, T-Post 1, which is the name of a brand of tractor. T-Post 1, Goldberg nil.
He's put it over.
Hashtag Happy Tuesday. Hashtag ain't got time to bleed. Hashtag life on the farm. Hashtag klutz. Hashtag tractor.
The hashtag tractor's come too late there, but okay.
Hashtag tractor. Hashtag shooting range.
Shooting range?
Hashtag mishap. Hashtag got colour. Hashtag hard way. Hashtag wrestling.
Hashtag wrestling.
Hashtag old school. Hashtag flesh wound. Hashtag hard head. Hashtag spear. Hashtag jackhammer. Hashtag who's next? The tractor. Hashtag super glue. Hashtag Texas. And then a Python reference followed by a cheeky emoji. Hashtag tis but a flesh wound.
Goldberg likes the Holy Grail.
He's a Python fan.
What? I did not expect that at all.
Black Knight always triumphs.
I feel like Jericho's a Python. I'm sure he's made Monty Python references before. Jericho seems like he'd be a Monty Python fan, but not Goldberg. Goldberg doesn't seem like he... No, I'm very, very surprised.
I love the idea of Goldberg, like after winning the world title in 1998, after beating Hogan in that massive sellout at Nitro, just going home and just sticking Holy Grail on.
I know. I can't believe it.
Big fan of the Knights who say knee.
Yeah, he is.
What a guy.
Oh, well.
Get well soon, Goldberg.
Yes, absolutely.
For the latest wrestling news throughout the day, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Hashtag tractor.